What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my first video after the introduction, of course. But here I'm ready to tell you about my plan. Why do I need a plan? Well, anytime you want to achieve some sort of goal or a dream, you should make a plan. So here's mine. Let's get started, right? Pull out the whiteboard. Here's the plan. Right now, I'm practicing. Practice, 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 right? I'm going to the lanes at least once, maybe twice a week, and just rolling the ball. Working on my habits, cleaning up the ball after every week that I'm practicing, focusing on my mental game, tracking statistics, making sure I'm making my spares that I should be making, right? One of the early things I'm learning is I'm not making my spares, so I need to settle down, gather my composure before I take a spare shot and make my spares. Second, equipment. I'm using, and we'll see in a later video, I'm using a single bowling ball that is a 14-year-old ball. I don't have a spare ball, and I need to change that. So, the first thing we're going to be getting is a new spare ball. Obviously, it's going to be a plastic ball. I don't know, I might get a little fancy with it. We'll see. I might get something fun. And then the second is a new benchmark ball. I'm basically using a single ball right now. I need to replace that ball with something new, something that's going to grab the lanes and give me more responsive hook. And then that takes us to 2026. I'm currently not in a league right now, so in 2026 we're going to enter a league so that we can get a USBC sanctioned average on the books and start competing in amateur tournaments. That'll start to give me that experience of competition, and I expect it to carry that through the year. Later in the year, I will be working with my local lanes, becoming a friend with the manager there, and he's going to be able to put down sport shot patterns for me to practice on. So that'll be later in 2026. I expect to start practicing on sport shots and honing my craft on that. Then, hopefully, in 2026, we'll expand our arsenal, right? I need to replace my arsenal. Back in the day, when I was a youth bowler, I had 4 or 5, maybe 6 balls. I don't have that anymore. I've gotten rid of those over the years, and I only have one ball that I used in a social league that I was in over a decade ago. I have that one ball. It still works. As you'll see later, I'm going to end up putting some surface on that to try and buy it some life. But I need to replace that arsenal. And so in 2026, we'll be looking to also add to our arsenal 2 more bowling balls, hopefully. We'll be looking for a dry ball, and that'll be something that's maybe a little more controllable, more, something that I'm going to be more comfortable with, and you can use that in dry conditions when the lanes start to break down or it's just hooking too much for my benchmark ball. And then I'll be looking for, a heavier hooking ball, a quote-unquote wet ball, for more oily conditions, and that's what I expect to have. I expect to have a 3-ball arsenal and a spare ball by the end of 2026, which leads me to the big part of the goal, right? In 2027, I want to look to enter my first PBA regional tournament. That's the goal, right? Coming out of juniors, I wanted to be a PBA bowler, and I kind of lost that goal somewhere along the way. So this all leads up to that goal. 2027, we want to enter a PBA regional. We want to be competitive. I don't want to just show up and take up a spot, right? I want to go. I want to have practiced my sport patterns. I want to have honed my craft by 2027, and in 2027, I want to do a PBA regional. That's the plan, guys. So stick around. We're going to work to it. I hope you can help me. I hope I can figure some of these things out, and we can get there by 2027. Thanks, guys, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.